So, the Titanfall 2 tech test, the first one of the two that are coming up, is finally over, and I played a few hours and I want to tell you my impressions on the game. So I made myself once again a list to not forget anything that I want to talk about, and I will start at the first point on my plus side of the game. So when I first launched the game, I really was impressed because the second game looks way better than the first one. The first one looks a bit meshy, a bit grayish, you know, a little bit brown somewhere, but it doesn't look all that well on PC, even on PC, on 4K. So I was really impressed by the second game. It looks very bright, it looks colorful, and all in all it looks very good in my eyes. We also have a stable frame rate, so 60 FPS all the time, no drops, no hiccups, no nothing. Then we still use the source engine that was used in the first game as well, so it's perfect for PC gamers that have not that kind of, or what I should call it, yeah, not that strong PCs, so a little bit older, something like 4 or 5 years old, so there shouldn't be a problem with you guys. Then, now we have different classes to choose from as a pilot. We had some, I think, 5 classes in the Titanfall 2 tech test in the first one. Those were the Echo, the Hook, the Ghost or Hologram or whatever you want to call it, the Stamina, and the Ghost. And the problem there was there really only 2 kind of classes were used in that game. That were the Hook one, where you can jump around and fly like Tarzan, and the second one was the Echo with that with that throwing knife. You had a small area where you could even look through walls and see where all the enemies are. Then we have more guns and equipment to choose from. Now we will get more weapons to see in the next tech test, and in the final game there will be a lot more guns that are now available in the tech test. We also have more game modes to choose from, so something like the amped hardpoint or the bounty hunter new, and pilot versus pilot is now a standard game mode that will be in the game from the start. Also the maps are more open, so you can run around more and you don't have too many buildings, or yeah, we have less buildings or less cover. How you want to see it is up to you. But we also have some negative points, or I saw some negative points in the game that I want to talk about. So even if the game looks good in my eyes, it looks a tad too, how should I call it, yeah, too futuristic in some way. Something like the dual barrel SMG, the alternator that I unlocked for 500 fucking coins, and that dual barrel sniper rifle with that, what was it shooting, something like so, those small blue laser things, plasma, whatever. They look okay, but a tad too futuristic in my opinion. Then, like I talked before, some classes are useless because who would use the hologram if you could just use the Hook instead, or even the Stamina? I used usually the Stamina because it was great to get away from enemies, because you get a health boost and a dramatic increase in speed. Then we get to the weapons, and like in the first game, the carbine is still king because it has a big magazine size, low recoil, high rate of fire with a great range, so it's like the ultimate best weapon you could choose. And we saw it in the tech test. 99% of the people were running around with the R201 carbine instead of something like an car SMG or even the Spitfire. I personally liked the Spitfire because it had a stable fire rate with a huge magazine size and pretty okay recoil. But like I said, the R209 still almost melted everyone that came too close to that weapon. We also have only 2 weapon slots to choose from, which sucks in my opinion, because if you have a sniper, you are really vulnerable in the close quarters fights. So if you want to get something to protect yourself against pilots that are coming too close to you, you will need a pistol or something in that way. And if you only have 2 slots to choose from, so you have a primary and your secondary, you don't have an anti-Titan weapon as a sniper, which is just stupid, because you're limiting the sniper to just eliminate enemy pilots, and that's the worst thing you can do. So you just promote them to camp anywhere at the stupidest spot at the map, somewhere all behind where nobody fucking cares that you are camping there, and they will just shoot the pilots and nothing more. They won't move, because you pretty much have unlimited ammo. So that's a pretty stupid idea in my opinion. Also, the anti-Titan weapons seem to be a tad weaker than in the first game. Something like the mag launcher, which is pretty cool, which is a mag-fed grenade launcher. You pretty much need, 5 to 6 magazines to kill a Titan, which is just stupid, because they can outrun you and outgun you, and they have a huge health bar. So in my opinion, those anti-Titan weapon needs to be a bit stronger. Yeah. Then another anti-Titan weapon, which I hated from the first game and which I hate in the second game, is the charge rifle, because the charge rifle is nothing more than a charged up sniper rifle for pilots. And it's an insta-hit, so if they just camp in the back of the map and charge up the rifle and shoot enemy pilots, they will instantly hit and kill them, because it's an anti-Titan weapon, so it deals enough damage. Then also, I missed one specific game mode in that game. Where is attrition? Attrition was something like the game mode that defined Titanfall for me. You had all in that mode. You had your enemy AI, which has been increased to the previous game. Now you don't only have grunts and specters, but you also have something like a stalker, or that small Titanfall thingy that's shooting plasma bolts. I don't know the name of it, but those things are great ideas in my opinion, and they are only used in Bounty Hunter, and they just spawn in one spot and run around 5 meters and get shot and are dead. That's just it really bothers me, because they are perfect fitted for something like attrition, where you have a huge battlefield, everyone runs and kills everyone, and those AIs would be perfect in that game mode. So why they have removed attrition, I don't really know. Then another point is, one of those maps we had 2 to play on. The first one was Boomtown, which I really liked. Boomtown was great because it reminded me of Angel City from the first game, if you remember it. And the second one, in my opinion, was just too flat. There you had your tree area where you get run over by Titans and shot by enemy pilots, because you don't have any cover. You can't get away from there, because you are just running on the ground by foot, and you're extremely slow if you're just running around by foot. And I hope there are more maps like Boomtown in this game, like in the first game, where you had more several leveled buildings where you can jump in, can jump through, can get over, get down through it, and yeah, I hope the maps are open, which is great, but have enough cover and enough buildings to get yourself out of dangerous situations. Another minus point on my list would be the extremely and painfully slow progression system. You unlock, so you don't level up with experience points anymore, because you now get something like call them experience coins. So if your gun levels up, you get an experience coins. If you get a new attachment for your Titan, you get an experience point. And if you have a specific number of experience points, you will level up. On paper, it seems pretty cool because it eliminates all that number grinding or whatever you wanna call it. But if you get at the level cap with your favorite gun, something like my Spitfire was capped after like 2 or 3 hours where I have everything unlocked, and you didn't get any kind of coins anymore. Or your favorite Titan, which was capped at level 22, so you just played the game for 5 hours with your favorite equipment, Titan and whatever. And after that, it was just getting really, really slow because you had to use other guns to unlock more coins to get the level up and to get the better equipment, which is just stupid in my opinion. Also, there's no more real Titan customization. You had 2 Titans to choose from. One was the Iron and the other one was called Scorch, if I remember correctly. And yeah, what could you customize? Only something like your primary weapon is now a bit stronger, your Titan AI is now a bit more intelligent, and something like that. You couldn't just go in and, like in Titanfall 1, where you had your 3 chassis to choose from, so I want that Atlas chassis with that primary gun, with that secondary shoulder weapon, with that anti-pilot stuff and so on. So they pretty much eliminated customization on Titans, which is a really big point for me, because if you play Titanfall, you wanna play with your own Titan. So if you eliminate customization as a whole point, why should you play with a fucking Titan? It's just stupid. Also, if we're just talking about Titans, it was clearly visible that after I played something like 2 or 3 hours, and everyone was using the fucking Iron Titan because it was way better than the Scorch. I personally preferred the Scorch because it was just fun to throw those plasma balls on the ground and let everything burn inside. Something like burning the grunts, burning the specters. It was just great to look at. But if you really want to be competitive against enemy Titans, you had to use the Iron Titan. It had an assault rifle thing type or whatever, plasma assault rifle or whatever you want to call it. And it was just amazingly effective against pilots and Titans. And if the pilot was too far away for you, you just used your shoulder laser gun and shot him across the map and he was dead. So it really sucked to play as Scorch, because Scorch was great against enemy AI, but there only was one game mode with enemy AI, and the other 2 game modes either had no Titans, or the Titans were used against other human controlled Titans, so you just had to choose Irons anyway. And the last thing I want to talk about is the extremely or sometimes extremely high time to kill. So if you're running around, so I was just running around with really high momentum because I'm that kind of player, jumping through windows and everything, and then I was just running on the ground for a few seconds because I didn't have any way to gain momentum there, which was the map I was talking about earlier in that wood part. And I get shot in the back, and I clearly see it that I was getting shot, and I want to get away, but you can't, because you just die in really, I counted it, you just really died in 1 fucking second. And in the kill cam you see he runs behind me like 5 or 10 seconds, and then he just stops, aims at me, pulls the trigger on his carbine, and you just see it, tack, 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 dead. And if you have 800 rounds per minute and you 800 spawns per minute, 4 hits to kill, you just pretty much melted away anyhow, because the hip fire on that carbine is also pretty great. So I think they should just lower the time to kill a bit, something like a 5-shot kill, or maybe even a 6-shot kill, because you can't really react and defend yourself against something like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the second weekend. I will be playing there too. I will probably be streaming again, but I don't know yet. On Friday for sure, but I don't know at the weekend if I have enough time to stream. And yeah, because I'm talking about streaming, my Twitch channel is now linked with my YouTube channel. So you should see that I am streaming every time I'm streaming on Twitch. You can just subscribe to me on my Twitch channel too. The link is on my channel banner. And also my Twitter has been reactivated by me. So if you wanna stay tuned with everything up to my PC or something other I post there, just subscribe there too. Yeah. Something like my graphics card getting broken again. Hooray, I got a new graphics card because my old one broke, but that's stuff for another video. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have other opinions than me, post them down in the comments, and I shall see you in the next video.